morning, School of Light. We are in Ezra. I believe it's chapter 7. Actually, we're chapter 8. List of the family heads returning with Ezra. These are the family heads and those registered with them who came up with me from Babylon during the reign of King Artaxerxes. The descendants of Phinehas, Gershom. The descendants of Ithamar, Daniel. Of the descendants of David, Hattush. Of the descendants of Shechaniah. Of the descendants of Parosh, Zechariah. With him were registered 150 men. Of the descendants of Pahath, Moab. Eliahoenai, son of Zerahiah, and with him 200 men. The descendants of Zatu, Shechaniah, son of Jahaziel, and with him 300 men. And of the descendants of Adin, Ebed, son of Jonathan, and with him 50 men. Of the descendants of Elam, Jeshaiah, son of Athaliah, and with him 70 men. Of the descendants of Shephatiah, Zebediah, son of Michael, and with him 80 men. The descendants of Joab, Obadiah, son of Jehiel, and with him 218 men. Of the descendants of Bani, Shelosmith, son of Jesophiah, and with him 160 men. Of the descendants of Bebai, Zechariah, son of Bebai, and with him 28 men. Of the descendants of Azgad, Johanan, son of Hekathan, and with him 110 men. Of the descendants of Adonikam, the last ones, whose names were Eliaphet, Jeiel, and Shemaiah, and with him 60 men. Of the descendants of Bigvai, Uthai, and Zechur, and with them 70 men. I assembled them at the canal that flows toward Ahava, and we camped there 3 days. When I checked among the people and the priests, I found no Levites there. So I summoned Eleazar, Yediel, Shemaiah, Elnathan, and Jerub. Elnathan were leaders. Elathan, Nathan, Zechariah, and Meshullam, who were leaders, and Joarib, and Elnathan, who were men of learning, and I sent them to Iddo, the leaders of Casiphiah. I told them what to say to Iddo and his kinsmen, the temple servants in Casiphiah, so that they may bring attendants to us from the house of our God, because the gracious hand of our God was upon us. They brought us Sherebiah, a capable man from the descendants of Mali, son of Levi, the son of Israel, and Sherebiah's son, the brothers, 18 men, and Hashabiah, together with Jeshaiah from the descendants of Merari, and his brothers and nephews, 20 men. They also brought 220 of the temple servants, a body that David and the officials had estimated to assist the Levites, were all registered by name. There by Ahava Canal, I proclaimed a fast, so that we might humble ourselves before our God and ask him for our safe journey for us and for our children with all of our possessions. I was ashamed to ask the king for soldiers and the horsemen to protect us from their enemies on the road, because we had told the king, the gracious hand of our God is on everyone who looks at him, but his great anger is against all who forsake him. So we fasted and petitioned our God about this, and he answered our prayer. Then I set apart 12 of the leading priests together with Sherebiah, Hashabiah, and the 10 of the brothers, and I weighed out to them the offering of silver and gold and the articles that the king and his advisors, his officials, and all of Israel present there had donated for the house of our God. I weighed them out to be 650 talents of silver articles weighing 100 talents, 100 talents of gold, 20 bowls valued at 1,000 derricks, and 2 fine articles of polished bronze as precious as gold. I said to them, you as well as these articles are consecrated to the Lord. The silver and gold are freewill offerings to the Lord, the God of your fathers. Guard them carefully until you weigh them out in the chambers of the house of the Lord in Jerusalem before leading the priests and the Levites and the family heads of Israel. Then the priests and Levites received the silver and gold and sacred articles that had been weighed out to be taken to the house of our God in Jerusalem. On the 12th day of the first month, we set out from Ahava Canal to go to Jerusalem. The hand of our God was upon us, and he protected us from our enemies and bandits along the way. So we arrived in Jerusalem, and we rested there for 3 days. On the fourth day, in the house of our God, we weighed out the silver and gold and sacred articles into the hands of Meremoth, son of Uriah, the priest. Eleazar, son of Phinehas, was with him, and so were the Levites Jozabad, son of Jeshua, and Noadiah, son of Benui. Everything was accounted for by number and weight, and the entire weight was recorded at that time. Then the exiles who had returned from captivity sacrificed burnt offerings to the God of Israel, 12 bulls for all of Israel, 96 rams, 77 male lambs, and as a sin offering, 12 male goats. All this was a burnt offering to the Lord. They also delivered the king's orders to the royal satraps and to the governors of the Trans-Euphrates, who then gave assistance to the people and to the house of God. Isn't that beautiful? If you want some Bible studies, we have them. They cost you nothing. We send them out to you. They come back to us in the mail after you study and answer some questions. BJ grades them. She records your grade, and she sends out the next in the series. So just ask. They're there for the asking. We have multiple languages. Mainly here in the United States, with my circle of influence, it's usually English and Spanish, but we have them in Polish, we have them in, what is that word for the ones that, Portuguese, we have them in Portuguese, 26 or 27 languages right now, so it's probably not a language that you would need that I don't have. So God bless. If you want some, let me know.